In the last 3 months, Ethereum has rallied over 70%. And this rally has turned out to what we're referring to as one of the most bullish setup that we can hope for Ethereum. Let's take a look at this. We can see here that Ethereum is above all its simple moving average. We can also see that it's above the bull market structure, which is the signal that gives us an idea when a market shift is happening. And right now, this shift is telling us that the bulls are back in control. But more importantly, we're seeing something here. We're seeing that the RSI that has been in a downtrend since back in March 2024 has broken out of this downtrend for the first time in over a year. And this bullish sentiment we're looking at right now is not just happening in the monthly chart. We're seeing this market structure also in the weekly chart. We can see here above all the moving average, above all the bull market support band. At the same vein, we're seeing this also break out in the weekly chart. Look at this, the RSI from all this point all the way down. I'm going to make this white so that it becomes easy for you to see. For the first time, broke above the downtrend for the RSI. And just to stop here, we're seeing the exact same picture playing out in the daily chart. Look at this, above all of this moving average, above the bull market support band. So Ethereum is well placed to make a significant rally. And because Bitcoin has just recently broken into a new all-time high, this places Ethereum in a perfect place to have that massive breaker that we've all been looking for. However, Ethereum is not out of the woods yet. Let me show you something. If you look closer, we can see that it's approaching this macro resistance level. And you can see that this resistance has been in place since back in November 2021. That's over 4 years worth of resistance line. And anytime Ethereum rallies to that point, guess what happens? We often see a massive rejection at that region. We can see this happen here. We can also see this happen here. So for the fourth time, we're seeing that Ethereum is trying to rally to that point. But something else, the bulls are starting to get exhausted. If you look at this, and this is the stochastic RSI, we can see that it's starting to make the swing back down. And if that happens, when we start to see the stochastic RSI begin to swing back down, it is a tell that, hey guys, we are going to have a pullback. Very much could happen at this very minute. Or maybe it rallies to this macro resistance before we see the pullback. But here's what's important. Anytime we have this double swing, like we've seen here, that the second swing back down often leads to a pullback without fail. This has happened over and over again. We can see the same scenario happen here. The second swing back down has often led to a pullback in the price of Ethereum. So we could very well see a pullback real soon. You can see here on the monthly chart that anytime we had that pullback, it always comes back to this support level. So right now, we could experience a pullback, maybe right here at this exact moment. And what that would mean is that Ethereum is just trying to come back to confirm this breakout here as support. Like we can see it did here. When it broke out here, it came back first to test this as support before it rallied back up. So we could very much see that right now. Although if it's delays, it means that that pullback might happen when it gets to this resistance line. And that would make sense because, again, like I said, this resistance has been in place since back in November 2021, which is a 4-year resistance line. So it will make sense that the first rally there would not be the one that would break above this macro resistance range. However, Bitcoin has broken into new all-time high. We also have a lot of macro structural support below this. We can see this, just a lot of support around this range. So even if we have a pullback, it's not something we should lose sleep over. We will most likely find support around this entire region before the next massive rally that will break above this macro resistance. And that's what I think would happen over the next couple of weeks. I hope you liked this video. If you did, I want you to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell. There's a video I'm working on right now that goes over an indicator that's predicted every Bitcoin peak. So if you want to watch that video, turn on the notification bell. It's a massive and value-packed video. It helps you see exactly when to scale out because it makes no sense if the risk reward is not longer in your favor. It makes no sense to bag hold all the way up and back down. This video will tell you exactly when you should start scaling out aggressively. And it's going to come out on Thursday. Just turn on the notification bell so you can get that notification when the video is out. Thanks for the love. See you in the next one.